Welcome to the Worldwide Golf Insider Podcast. Hello, everyone. Tom Brissell here. Thanks so much for joining us. Worldwide Golf, home of the 90-day, 100% satisfaction guarantee. You can shop at any of our 90-plus retail locations here in the United States or 24/7 at worldwidegolf.com. Our guest today joins us from Carlsbad, California, almost like the home of golf club production down there. He's a busy man right now, the president of Callaway Golf, Mr. Glenn Hickey. Glenn, thanks so much for joining us. Great to have you, brother.
Hey, Tom, great to talk to you again. Looking
Yeah,
forward to it.
we were talking off the air. Glad you're safe down there because things are kind of going nuts up in LA, right?
Yeah, it's really sad up in Los Angeles. Our hearts go out to everyone up there, and I know the teams are doing all they can to help out with all the problems up there. So, and our sister company Travis is based in up in Huntington Beach, and they've been pretty proactive in putting some help together and again getting up there to really help the people that are misplaced.
Yeah, anything we can all do to help. Obviously, go to Red Cross, Salvation Army, anything like that. There's a lot of people in crazy, crazy need up there. But hey, I want to talk about today. Certainly, a lot of new stuff to talk about with Callaway. But ours, we always look forward thinking, never rear view mirror. But now's a good time to reflect about all the good that happened last year. I'm sure you got some thoughts on your mind about some of the great successes you guys had.
Yeah, 2024 was a fun year as always. We had a lot of success in the marketplace with our AI Smoke family that we talked about last year at this time. At the end of the year, the whole family, each model was the number one selling model in the United States. So the driver, fairway, hybrids, and irons all became the number one selling model in their respective categories in 2024, according to the Golf Data Tech information. So excited about that. Obviously, consumers love the performance, and it translated into really good success on tour as well. Obviously with Xander winning two majors, we were excited to see that. Yuka Sasa won the U.S. Women's Open. So three majors with our product, including our new Chrome Tour golf ball. So we launched that last year and saw a record high share in the golf ball category. So really, from a share perspective, a great year for Callaway Golf. The consumers obviously took to the product and came in your stores and got fit and walked out with a product that I think made them happy when they got out to the golf course. So that's what it's all about.
And it's hard to improve on number one, right? But you still got to go for it. And this year you got something all new, Elyte. I wanted to ask you about maybe it's a marketing thing, but the use of the letter Y. You used it in Paradigm, you used it in Elite. Is there something there, or where'd the name come from?
Well, obviously we're trying to create products that are elite, and when you look to get new names and trademark them, if you spell them the way they're normally spelled, it's hard to do. So we like to, whether it be with Maverick or Paradigm or Elite, we take a little liberty with the spelling. But in this case, I think for those of you that have been around the business for a while, there's a little bit of inside baseball. Our founder, Ely Callaway. His name was spelled Ely. So that's not why we named it Elite, but
Yeah.
it's something to that. And I think he'd definitely be proud of the line we're putting out and the performance. And he was always so focused on product as is Chip Brewer, our current CEO. That I think, like I said, he'd be really proud of the line that's coming to stores starting tomorrow, actually. Today, when we're filming this, today is January 16th. The Woods are hitting the retail stores tomorrow, January 17th.
Yeah, that's about the name, but tell us what's behind the product because, like you said, AI Smoke was such a success, number one in all categories, drivers, fairways, hybrids, irons, and all that. Tell us what you changed, what you tweaked, because this is even longer, more forgiving than what your best
Yeah,
ever.
I mean, obviously every year we need to do better. And, if we don't do better, people aren't going to be excited to come in your stores and try them and get fit and walk out with the newest and latest. So it's a constant challenge. And, our focus every year is to produce a better product than we have in the market today. And, to that, we invest over $50 million a year in our R&D team. And this year, with the new Elyte driver, we used a new capability we have. So we spent $2 million on a titanium prototyping machine where we can actually print prototypes on the spot. And typically, as you're developing new heads and new products, you go through CAD, and then you send the CAD off to our vendors in Asia, and they produce the product, they ship it back to us, and you can typically go through 4 or 5 iterations before it pencils down. And you have to make a decision and produce the product. With this new capability of tie printing right here in-house in Carlsbad, we actually had over 75 prototypes of the Elyte driver that we produced. And what that allowed us to do is really go out and test them on the range with real golfers. And, typically there's always been a trade-off when you design a driver between speed and forgiveness. If you make a very forgiving driver, the shape's a little slow. If you try to create a bunch of speed, you typically give up some forgiveness. And because of this opportunity we have with the rapid prototype machine, we really focused on creating a faster shape, but without really that trade-off of giving up forgiveness. And, as we've been out testing it with our, consumer panel, which is about 50 golfers from, 80-mile-an-hour club head speed to 120, and from 20 years old to, 70 years old, we've seen increases in club head speed up to 1.3 miles an hour. We've seen increases in ball speed up to 2.1 miles an hour, and that equates to about 8 yards in total distance versus AI Smoke. So they tested it against AI Smoke, which we just talked about was the #1 selling driver in the U.S. in 2024. So if we can, beat AI Smoke by that much, I think we have something. And then, with the new enhanced AI 10X face, we've also improved dispersion by over 19%. And, when you typically see a dispersion pattern for a driver, it's long left and short right. And what we really done is really straighten that out and tighten it up. So not only is it more consistent left to right, but also front to back. So I think if you get on YouTube and seeing the reviews from a lot of the people that do driver reviews early in the year, the one thing they keep talking about with this new Elyte driver is consistency of distance. I think I was watching one a couple days ago, and he said I hit it 282, and then I hit it 282 and 282, and he was just kept hitting it 282, and he was blown away because every single drive went the same distance, which you just don't see that typically. So that's what we're so proud of is we've enhanced the speed, but we've really improved the consistency of the distance and the dispersion left to right.
Yeah, with artificial intelligence, you folks were on the forefront of that back in the day. And what you find, like you say, you can take this club and put it on the robot or Iron Byron back, if you remember that, how long ago that was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's a perfect swing every time. Humans don't make perfect swings every time.
No, no doubt. And these 50 golfers I talk about that are testing it, we're not fitting them.
Yeah.
So they're actually going in, just grabbing it and hitting it. So I think when golfers come into your store and they can fit him into the right model and the right head and the right loft and the right shaft, that 8 yards might actually end up being more than that.
That's amazing. And there's 4 to choose from. So why don't you go through the 4?
Yeah. So there's the standard Elyte, which is kind of down the core, the gut model. Then we have the Elyte X, which is a little more draw biased, a little lower spinning for those that kind of fight that shot to the right, if you're a right-handed golfer. And then we have the Max Fast, which is designed for the club head speed challenge golfer. It's a little lighter. It gives them a little more club head speed. And then obviously the Triple Diamond, which is kind of targeted for a little bit the better player, and that's been a staple of ours in the line for a number of years. And what we're seeing with the Triple Diamond and the Standard is, they're definitely more consistent and more forgiving than they've been in the past. So, we're taking that low spin, high speed product and really creating a tire dispersion pattern with that. So that's what I think everybody's going to see is just more consistency.
Then you told us what the average golfers say about it. Obviously, no fitting up to 8 yards more than your best ever. What'd your tour staff say when you put this in their hands?
Well, it's been great. I mean, you always know what they think about it in terms of how quick they convert from last year's product to the new product. And in Hawaii, a couple weeks ago for the Tournament of Champions Century event, I think 8 of the 12 Callaway guys immediately converted to the new driver. And and we continue to see that success every week, more and more converting in. So, Akshay, Xander, they all quickly. Akshay had been still playing the Rogue ST driver.
Yeah,
He
he was a
didn't.
couple generations behind. Yeah.
He was, so he
Yeah.
immediately went into the Elite. So that was really good to see.
Yeah. Whole family here, not just drivers. And I don't want the fairways to get lost in there. Something really, really unique is that new step sole technology that you had there. Share with us about that because that creates less turf interaction, right? Which
Yeah, so there's really
a
two
swing speed.
key
Yeah.
features of the fairway. First is the floating tungsten speed wave, which we've kind of taken that off the face. And with fairway woods, you hit it low on the face a lot. So what we really are trying to do is speed up increase the speed on low impact shots with the fairway wood. So by bringing that floating tungsten speed wave off the face, it creates more flex on low center hits. And then with the step sole, as you talked about, that actually improves the impact location. So a lot of times people are missing fairway woods kind of all over the face, and a lot of that has to do with the turf interaction. So with this new step sole, we've improved turf interaction by about 57%, which has improved the uh, impact location, and people are making more solid contact. So I actually played yesterday with some customers, and I took the fairway woods out for the first time, and they were unbelievable.
Yeah. And there are five fairway woods to choose from. You have four drivers to choose from. You, Brent, mentioned it briefly a minute ago, Glenn. Talk about, I mean, you're going to do better with these than you do with your own clubs now, especially if you're several generations older. But talk about the importance getting into one of our locations and getting dialed in.
Yeah, as we,
Yeah.
when you talk about the elite drivers, there's not one elite
Yeah.
driver, there's four, and there's multiple fairway woods and hybrids and irons. And, what we do is, use real swing data from golfers to design these different models. And, like we haven't talked about irons yet, but,
Hmm.
an HL iron versus a Elite X is for a totally different type of golfer. So, to try to guess which one's best for you doesn't really make a lot of sense. It's way better to go into a Edwin Watts or a Roger Dunn or a Vans or a Golf Mart, and Uenta, Golf and Ski. I could go on and on.
Yeah.
Golf Dumb. You guys have a lot of brands. I
Yeah.
love that. But
90 plus locations. Yeah.
what I love about all of your brands and all your stores is the focus on fitting. And I talked to your team back in November. You had a meeting in Las Vegas, and if I think back, whether it be Golf and Ski when we put a fitting bay, actually dedicated fitting store in Boston, or Golf Dome, where I think the first Callaway fitting bay ever was put in that store, and Turkey Lake, et cetera. You guys have always been focused on the golfer and getting them into the right product. And I love that about, all the worldwide golf locations. And it is so important. And that's where as there's, the USGA continues to put limitations on, what we can do when we design a product. What we're really trying to do is create different models that are going to optimize the game for the various type of golfers. You stand on a driving range and watch 20 people hit, they all have a different swing. And, if you think about that, there's no way one driver or one set of irons is going to fit all those people that you see on the driving range. So what we do is use real golfer swing data, use our AI capabilities, and create products that are optimized for those different types of golfers. And you got to get in and get fit to get into the right model.
As someone told me years ago, I forget who it was, but they said, this game is hard enough as it is. Don't make it any harder by guessing on what you think might work for you. Get in there, invest a little time, and get custom fit. Glenn, I'll get you out of here on this one. You always have things throughout the year. What can we look for without giving away any secrets from Callaway down the road in 2025?
Well, we're going to continue to deliver a product that's exciting for the golfer in the ball category. We're introducing a new triple diamond version of the Chrome Tour golf ball that that's going to be our fastest and low spinning tour ball. So I think that's going to be a great product for the better player that creates a lot of speed and is looking for a little bit less spin. So that's gonna be exciting. And then in the putter category, with Odyssey, which we've been the number one putter in golf for forever, and every week on the PGA Tour we're the number one putter in play. But what we're really leaning into is the kind of the zero torque trend. We've introduced the new square to square putter that came out in November. We're going to have some new models in that will come out in the kind of springtime. But that's a really exciting new product for us, and we're really seeing tour adoption. We're seeing, market momentum. That's something that if you want to make more putts, get into one of your stores and get on the putting green and try those out.
Well, Jailbird was a nice surprise, wasn't it? Boom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was a nice surprise.
Oh, Glenn Hickey, always a pleasure catching up with you, man. Safe travels. You'll be on the road across country next week, and then
I will. I'll be
uh,
out there in Orlando for the PGA show. Looking forward to it.
yep, and we'll catch it again down the road. Thanks so much for your time, as always, my friend. Best wishes to you. Hit them straight, hit them long, and hit them long with Elyte.
Great, Tom. Take care.
Take care, brother.